All right, we're going to have a few toasts here to the bride and groom, and we are going to start with Bill O'Neill, the father of the bride.
Well, good evening. My name is Bill O'Neill. I am the proud father of the bride tonight. So I really wanted to do the roast part of the thing on Friday, but you guys did such a great job. You know, Stephen says, "Oh, come on, be the first guy up on Saturday." And welcome everyone here, and thank you so much for coming and so being such a great part of the whole procedure. This 3-day weekend has been awesome. Many of our friends came, and they had no clue what they were in for. So it's been absolutely fantastic. So anyway, so you're certainly a very unique and talented assembly. So the weddings are always a joyous occasion, and many on the Dillo O'Neill side of the ladder here have had long and happy marriages. And so, for example, is Jody and Linda nearby? Wave your hand because I can see them.
70 years.
All right, they just 2 weeks ago they just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. So let's hear it for them. And that very same weekend, Susan O'Neill and I celebrated 32 years of happy marriage. Now it turns out we've actually been married 34, but two of those years were just so-so. You know.
What can I say?
And the really interesting about Susan and I is we actually dated for 10 years, and it's all my fault. It was the 70s, I wasn't quite ready to make the commitment like Susan and Shannon and Stephen are doing, so we could have been up in our 40th year of anniversaries, but not quite yet. So anyway, so we're getting there. But the point is, with all that longevity, Stephen and Shannon have an excellent chance of having a long and happy marriage. So. Yes. My teleprompter is working great. So I'm a retired Silicon Valley engineer. I used to design analog with silicon. And, Sam Bent is a deep-level programmer. There he is, right there at Microsoft. And Katie was telling us this weekend, she stopped by. She has a new student, and she's teaching her pre-calculus, just in her, because she does tutoring. So allow me to give you a short engineering sort of math-based toast, just to start. There's going to be more, but this is just a start. So may your love always be added. May it never be subtracted. May your household multiply. No, I was just waving at you, Nancy. about the multiply, she would get it. It's fine. And so may your household multiply, and may your hearts never be divided. So, all right. So have a small sip of your champagne or whatever you have in front of you.
No, wait, and may the calculus of your life be measured in small steps.
Okay, all right.
Who's your uncle?
Okay, so some stories about our favorite couple that didn't get told at the roast last night. So, Shannon O'Neill, right, a good Irish name. And so we actually took her to Ireland when she was only 15 or 16, I think, at the end of a school trip. And we were in Dublin. And, well, first of all, we flew into Ireland, and we flew into the airport. And she thought, oh, Shannon O'Neill, I must have been named after the airport. No. We finally took her to the River Shannon, which is the longest river in Ireland and a very beautiful spot. And so she had a great namesake. But as part of our tour going into Dublin, we went to the Jameson Irish Whiskey Distillery, which is, the nectar of the gods. So Nancy, I'm supposed to be reading that, not you. The Dublin distillery has been there since 1780 in Dublin. It was founded just 4 years after the American Revolution. So it's very famous, and their Irish whiskey is world famous.
There's been a lot floating around this weekend.
We tasted a little sample from CJ this morning. So, we joined the tour group, and we went around to see the entire production. It was a great tour. They showed us the oak casks from America, where some of the wine is distilled or stored and aged. We saw the single pot still and all this other good stuff. But at the end, they took us into the tasting room, and our tour guide poured very generous shots of their favorite whiskey. And so he continued to tell us a little more about the production and why it was so special and good stuff. And people were sipping, because it's pretty strong stuff if you've ever imbibed that particular beverage. Well, Shannon had been waiting very patiently, and she'd seen way too many Hollywood movies. And so she just looked at it, and she said, "Oh, that one." So she just chugged it, gone in 10 seconds. So we quickly got her to the car, and we didn't see her for 3 hours down the street.
Child abuse.
In Ireland, that's good parents.
So another spin on the Shannon and Stephen saga. So, Shannon decided to go to NYU, as far away from her folks as she could get. We don't know what to read into that, but just take it for what it is, right? She wanted to go to drama, and she got into NYU, which was fantastic. So we figured that they might have an upside because is Nikki and Christina make it?
They're not here.
Okay, anyway, she has some very illustrious cousins that live there. One works for Citibank, and the other one works for the World Bank or something like that. So we thought, okay, maybe a banker, or at least a doctor at the NYU Medical School, or some kind of lawyer out of NYU and all this good stuff. But then she brought home Stephen. and we love Stephen, absolutely. But I had to tell my friends, like Rich Lang and Judy, that my future son-in-law is a professional juggler. So they were dying, shrieking with laughter, and I said, no, he's a really great juggler. He's a professional. I've seen him in Las Vegas, and he went to England, and he had a Broadway show, off-Broadway show in New York. Had to go to San Jose State to audition to go to college for grad school in classical choral conducting. So he came out to our house in Sunnyvale for a couple of days to get ready for the interview at San Jose State. And he played our piano to death because he was preparing all of these great, solos for the audition. And our piano has never been the same, but I was really impressed. And what was the other one, Stephen, you did? Remember that there was a very competitive song to do it as fast as you possibly could.
Oh, the solfeggetto.
Yeah.
I was competing with Sophie.
That's right, yes. Anyway, they had this competition for who could play this classical piece the fastest.
Who won?
There was a 5-year-old girl on YouTube that won. But he came in a close second. It was amazing. So, like I say, I'm happy to. I've seen him in a tutu. I'm happy to shout from the rooftops that Stephen is a great professional juggler. But now I have to tell people that he's studying to be a classical choral conductor. So let's keep that quiet. All right. So my favorite. Finally, a favorite Irish toast, and a true Irish toast to the bride and the groom. May your thoughts be as glad as shamrocks. May your hearts be as light as a song. Shouldn't be too hard for these guys, right? May each day bring you bright, happy hours that stay with you your whole life long. Salute. Cheers.
Bill O'Neill, everybody. Just a note from the Juggler Anti-Defamation League. The new slogan is, not a juggler, not my problem. Our next celebrity toaster is the father of the groom, Sam Bent.
Oh, we should crank this up a little bit. Oh, here comes. Scramble. Thank you, Scramble. A big shout out to Scramble, who's helped me in so many ways today. Thank you all for coming and making this one of the most amazing weekends that I've ever experienced in my life and ever hope to. It's been such a wonderful time to celebrate Stephen and Shannon and to have fun together and meet new friends and share this wonderful event. As you can tell, I'm like bursting from the seams with happiness and pride and joy for Stephen and for Shannon and for all of us for sharing their wonderful commitment to each other. So good to you guys. I've been thinking this week about all the things a father is supposed to do to help his son cope with the world. And I can't remember doing any of them. And yet somehow Stephen has turned into one of the great human beings that I know. I'm just incredibly impressed by your experience with the way that you treat your friends and people that you don't even know, and the way that you make everybody around you so happy. And I don't know how that happened, but I'm really delighted and impressed that it happened, and I've learned a lot about life from you, and thank you very much. It's just been awesome. And then Shannon. So Shannon, of course, came into my life comparatively recently, but it's been one happy moment after another. We love Shannon. She first came to our house, and I don't know whether you were dating yet. It could have been in that period where you were, but you didn't tell us, right? I understand a lot of that. Now that I the backstory has been revealed, we know how this worked. But eventually it became clear that Shannon and Stephen were going to be Shannon and Stephen, and that was a great and wonderful thing, and we all were totally delighted by it. And Shannon and Stephen moved to Seattle a year ago so that Stephen could start his studies at the UW, and Shannon had to pick up roots and move. There's the UW crowd. And Shannon had to just move in cold to a brand new city and find a new job in a profession that she knew nothing whatsoever about. And now we've had these conversations driving around in the car, and she'll point out the window and say, that tree could use a little bit of work. And suddenly she's knowledgeable about this area that I know nothing about, and she knew nothing about until she started with the Tree Solutions people. And it's great watching her jump feet first into a brand new profession and get so enthusiastic about it. Shannon gets enthusiastic about things. I hope I'm not revealing anything that people... So it's wonderful to see you guys find each other and find happiness together, and I really wish you happiness throughout your life and continue spreading joy to the rest of us. And God bless you both. Thank you.
Sam Bent, everybody. All right, our next toaster. The toastest with the mostest. The maid of honor.
I was going to do a math analogy, but Bill stole that. So some things are just meant to be. Some people are just totally destined to find each other. And I'm actually not talking about Stephen and Shannon. Not yet. I'm talking about Shannon and me. So 7 years ago, I wrote her a message on Facebook from Delhi about a room I wanted to rent in her apartment. and she charmed me with her rambling emails. If anyone's ever gotten an email, I think everybody got that email with too much information.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so Shannon charmed me with her rambling emails, and we Skyped, and I took an apartment in Brooklyn that I had never been to, that I hadn't seen. Just by emailing and speaking to Shannon all the way from Delhi, I was like, yeah, I'm going to live with you. We lived together for over 4.5 years, and very quickly she became my sister from another mother. Thanks, Susan. The rest is history, as they say. So I don't need to spend too long telling you guys about Shannon, but for me, she's perfectly quirky, she's sweet, she's silly, she's loving, she's delightful. She makes strange, squeaky sounds. She makes many lists and plans, some of which get executed.
23 Google Docs for this wedding.
And I think about 22 did get executed, so we're fine. We left some things at home, but that's it. She's very easily pleased. She's fearless about fixing things in the house, which is a personal favorite of mine. She whines when she's stressed. She collects things. She loves an adventure, and she has a giant heart that accommodates many, many people. So Shannon dated a few guys along the way, as you do. And somehow none of them seemed to be quite the right fit, as far as I was concerned. And I had a big say in this. At least I thought. And it was only when I met Stephen that I realized I'd actually not been super picky. I was completely right about everybody else. And my initial reaction was, oh, but he's really young. Can he really handle you and everything? And he proved me wrong very quickly. And once I got past being distracted by how tall and talented he was, which I'm very short, so this took a little bit, but it became completely clear to me that he was absolutely perfect for my Shannon. He's smart, talented, he's charming and humble, he's funny and silly, he's completely reliable, he's so amazingly comfortable with himself that maybe I haven't learned what you guys know, but not yet. And he's just so comfortable with himself that he makes everybody comfortable around him. And he totally won me over with his commitment to sort of social justice issues and stuff, which I think was maybe strategic initially, but no, it's genuine, I know. Anyway, so I was quite happy to hand over my sister and best friend to Stephen and to welcome him into the family. Okay, that's a bit of a lie. I wasn't thrilled when Shannon moved out and left me for him, but I knew it would be worth it, and we got there. And luckily, this beautiful wedding totally justifies you leaving me for him and for this other coast. It's quite nice. It's nice. I don't know, guys. So Shannon asked me to be the maid of honor about 1.5 years ago, and I first totally teared up, and then I said yes, and then we hugged, and then I said, I have absolutely no idea what that means. So I hope, I was like, Hollywood isn't the best reference for things always, and that's all I had. So I was like, look, I hope you know what you're getting into, but I mean, yes, let's do this. We've done it for 7 years, so I'm sure I can do it. And anyway, so she's been a perfect bride. There was hardly any bumps along the way. So anyway, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be a part of this beautiful wedding.
All right, please welcome our next toaster, the best person.
So I'm told that it's the duty of the best man, or in this case, best person, which is an awesome title, by the way. Thank you for that. I like being able to say that I'm the best person here. I'm told it's my duty to say lots of embarrassing things about the groom in front of all of the people who love him. But unfortunately, he's made a living doing that since 2008. So he sort of stole all of my material on that front, so I'm actually going to start somewhere else. I want to start with saying how Shannon and I came to be acquainted. So I first met Shannon when she stopped by our house on the way to the Alaska Chautauqua tour, where she was not accompanied by Stephen, which I think was remarkably brave. Not only the Chautauqua part, but especially the meeting us part. That was, I imagine, very, very scary for you. And of course, I'd heard a lot about Shannon from Stephen. I'd heard about her beautiful laugh and all of the goofy noises that she makes, and all of her unbridled enthusiasm, which I realize we can never say that again, the unbridled enthusiasm part, because now she's married, it's bridal enthusiasm. But in any case, the essence of Stephen's speech was be cool, so I was cool. We went for a lovely day hiking in the pouring rain, after which we decided we were going to the midnight premiere of the final Harry Potter movie. Yeah, which I thought was going to be super awkward, because she's a Gryffindor and I'm a Slytherin. But it turned out fine. No, it felt natural, it felt comfortable, it felt like we'd known each other a really long time, in fact. And maybe that was the moment when, Here Comes the Bride started playing in my mind, because she's perfect for you. But I want to get back to this idea of best person. I thought it was rich when you asked me to be that, because that's your title. Stephen, you're the best person I know. You're kind, you're patient, hardworking, hilarious, and really obnoxiously talented. And along with Mom and Dad, you are the most important and beloved role model in my life. And I couldn't be more honored to be your favorite sister. I've always been a little intimidated by past girlfriends, by the idea of you having a girlfriend, I think, because, well, on some level, I look up to you, I admire you, I always have, and I felt somehow that my place in your life was threatened by these other people, but I get now how ridiculous that was. Not just because I misunderstood you, but because I think I misunderstood how, love works. Which is, it's not some empty vessel that you fill up. It's kind of like a wizarding tent or the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. And both of you have so much room. You have room enough for each other, for all of us, and all of the us that you haven't even met yet. I know that for you there will always be room for a new song, or a new adventure, or a new friend, or an old one. You are my Aloha Mora when I feel shut out. My Lumos when I can't find the way. And my Wingardium Leviosa when I can't get up. So I guess this isn't so much a toast as it's a thank you for bringing us together, and for including us in your lives and in this very special moment in your lives, and for making beautiful music in a world that really needs it. I love you both so much. So if everyone could raise their glasses to the bride and groom. Congratulations.
Before cake happens, there's a tradition that happens when a juggler gets married. So I'm gonna, where did Steve and Shannon go? Oh, come, will you please join me over this way? No. We're gonna be on the other side of this, easy up here. No, we don't know. till the flames run out.
Oh, well, all right, you know.
You were buck stopping this, Amiel. Oh! Oh, that's Laura.
That's it.
Woo!
Out of the fire and into the frying pan. However it works for you.
What happens with it now? Juggle it, Doug.
Juggle it. I think it was thinking you would step out of the fire.
Okay.
Oh.
We go in the frying pan. That's it.
Yay!
Last pass.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, as the party builds, now your next job is to go inside and cut the cake.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Shannon. We love you all a lot. Like, so overwhelmingly. I made it through the whole ceremony without crying. Maybe not now, but that's okay.
Like, it's ridiculous, the density here of people that we love and that are so much amazing different parts of our lives, and just watching people meet people from other parts of our lives and interact has been such an amazing thing. And last night at the toast thing, Laura Archer said a thing about us and how we wouldn't exist with just ourselves, how we would go crazy. And Velivor said the thing about how the people that we choose to be around are a reflection of ourselves. And I mean, as true as that is, I'm very honored the truer that is, because you guys are so awesome and so amazing. And love doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists in a community of people and a context. And I guess, yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys!
That's it. That was great. Awesome. And now we're going to eat some cake made by the lovely Eve, because isn't this beautiful and this cake is awesome? Okay. And yeah, okay. So I'm just going to cut it. I don't know. Yes, that's what I'm obeying instructions. Okay, here. I'm going to cut it, and then we're going to have and then do you want forks? No. You don't need them? No forks. Okay, sorry. That's not
Oh my God, you guys, this cake is really good.
Whoa!
Yay! Chocolate stout cake with whiskey frosting. Yay!
Chocolate stout cake with whiskey. Oh my God.
So now how did the actual cutting the cake work?
What's that?
How did the actual cutting the cake work?
Yeah.